Israel Adesanya was not the same when he fought Sean Strickland, is what many people want you to believe. Even Dana White seems to think so too.
Israel looked like he was in slow motion. He looked like he couldn't get off. He looked like he was really stiff tonight. He looked very slow.
But the reality couldn't be further from the truth, and this idea we saw an inferior version of Izzy completely disregards the technical excellence Sean brought to the night of the fight. Izzy was in fact trying to utilize the same tactics he has employed in all of his previous fights, such as his counter-punching, feinting, leg kicks. But Sean pretty much rendered all of that useless, and it all started with his incredible defense. Izzy could barely land a thing on Sean because he was reacting to everything Izzy would throw at him, even his feints. He would perfectly anticipate all of these shots, and what I really liked what Sean was doing is that he would simply step away from the range of attack when Izzy would commit to a strike. Unlike what I've seen from what his other opponents do, who will literally just stay at the same spot and let Izzy go to work on them, Sean will constantly be aware of his positioning. Not only that, but Sean would also perfectly block most of Izzy's attacks as well. Sean has this unique ability of reacting to a feint, but still being quick enough to react to the real attack after the feint. Another key factor to Sean's victory was that he always had control of the center of the ring, literally pushing Izzy back to the cage throughout the entire fight. I don't think there was even a single moment in the fight wherein Izzy tried pushing forward on Sean. He pretty much fought this entire fight on his back foot, and that is a very tiring thing to do, and it also allowed Sean to dictate the pace of the fight. Sean's jab was also key to his victory, and he wouldn't throw this your traditional way. Instead, he would keep his lead hand so far low and come up as he throws. While throwing this way does make the distance for the jab to travel longer, it also makes it harder to read. He would constantly be catching Izzy with this time and time again. Pretty similar to the way Thomas Hearns throws his jabs. Izzy wanted to bait Sean to a counter, but that's hard to do with a guy who's not really throwing much. But when Sean did throw, what made him successful was how he threw the punch. Instead of winding up his punch, he threw it straight down the middle, beating Izzy's counterpunch and landing first. And this method of throwing straight down the middle would prove to be very effective, as the same straight punch would land multiple times on Izzy. The counterpunching efforts of Izzy would really fail him, and it even reached a point wherein Sean was looking more like the counterpuncher. I think the biggest factor that led to Sean's victory was his defense. The moment Izzy realized he couldn't land on Sean, everything started to go in Sean's favor. Truly one of the biggest upsets in the history of the UFC, and now I wonder what's next for Sean.